Hiyo, it's me, Io, the popcorn philosopher. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome. Today we're going to continue our Kate Bush journey. I think it's day 15, and by request by several of you guys, I think it was Leanne who suggested it first and charted a really good course for the next few Kate Bush journey videos. Today we're going to watch the documentary and then followed by the tour. And I believe it's Hammersmith is the one. I forget the name of it. If I get it wrong, I'll write it on the screen. But I believe it's Hammersmith is the tour that everyone says is the good show. So we'll be doing that next. But I'm real interested on the background of this tour. So I guess we're going to hear a little bit of that in this documentary. And it's called the Nationwide documentary. I'm not sure what Nationwide is. Isn't that like a insurance company or something? I guess that's appropriate for a tour because tours are very often debacles.
Never saw.
But let's get to it. Let's stop talking and let's start listening and talking. Yeah, let's do it. Pumped up about this. I'm ready and ready. Really, Nationwide is on your side. It's not the commercial. Is that the jingle? Is it the same Nationwide? I guess we'll find out. Oh my god. This is like being in a time machine. You know how I love that.
You know how that thrills me.
It's so funny how aesthetics are so different. I'm gonna have to just use one of these. It's funny how aesthetics are so different back then. This was probably considered modern back then, but now it's like 70s kitsch. It's so funny how like restaurants like, I don't know, like Denny's and IHOP used to have, I don't know, 70s aesthetic. There used to be, you could find old restaurants that were still kind of not been updated, but you can't really find that anymore. Everything's been updated. Oh, this is another avenue for her videos, huh? I said in my reaction to this song that there weren't very many avenues for this. But I'm glad there was at least another one. Is this the right thing to do?
On July the 30th, Kate Bush was 21. A bustling, always active person, she was hard at work on her next album after 18 months of calculated success. A convent girl from Bexley in Kent, she'd been playing music with her brothers almost before she could walk.
Really?
Her father,
Like a nun?
doctor,
Like a
had
nunnery?
always been interested
Or does that mean
in
something
their
different? Does
songs
it mean
and
like
their singing.
Catholic school?
And by age 16, Kate had already
Does that mean
been
Catholic school
spotted
in
by
UK?
EMI as potential talent. But the family and record company agreed that Kate Bush should wait several years before launching a full-blast career. A period of apprenticeship that gave her the stability to survive the star-making process. The first time you sang in public...
It's a little like K-pop, huh?
Yeah,
too
that was
different.
about 2 years ago in a pub in Lewisham. And I was so scared, I really was. But once you're up there, it's different, you know, you just forget all about it because they're there to see you and you have to give it to them.
Was it a good reception?
Yes, it was. I mean, considering it was a pub and we were totally unknown, they were very good, very respectful. It was good, yeah.
Have you had bad experiences?
Yeah,
well,
a
everyone
couple in
has
the
it.
pubs, actually, because sometimes you get audiences that you can't predict. And one particular night we were in Putney, on the eve of the football match between Scotland and England, and all the Scottish guys were in there. And they were mad, they were just mad. They had flags waving everywhere. No one could see the stage because all the guys were getting up on the stage, you know, and putting their
Rowdy
arms around
bunch.
you. And it was a bit hard to keep singing when everyone was like getting up on stage and poking sticks in your eye, but they were good.
In your eyes.
I can't see!
Did you ever consider doing something else other than being a singer?
When I was at school, I wanted to be a vet and a psychiatrist, but I didn't really want to be. That was just I suppose to keep people happy, to think that if I did get a career...
That
it would
was
be
her
a straight
beard.
one. But it wasn't what I wanted to do at all.
Did you do things like A-levels and O-levels?
I took O-levels and my mock
It's an
A's, but I
O-level.
left before.
How many O's did you get?
Is it like
I got
finals?
10.
Yeah.
They must have been disappointed when you went
that
off
good?
to sing.
I don't think so, no. I think they thought I was a bit
Oh,
foolish.
it must be good.
But I thought it was right.
Was there one day when you decided, that's it, I'm going to be a singer, I'm going to make that a career?
Yes, there was. I didn't think there would have been, but one day I was with a friend in a park and I just knew that was what I wanted to do. I had to leave school and I had to do it. And I'm very glad I did.
Epiphany. Isn't that funny how people do that? People don't really take being a musician seriously unless you're successful. Otherwise, I feel like if you tell people that you're a musician, they kind of like roll their eyes and like think, oh God, this is some flake.
You need to get a job.
In early January this year, Kate Bush had never performed before an important live audience. She had several successful singles to her name, a couple of albums in the charts, a string of TV appearances, but in a sense she was a media singer. When she took the decision to go on tour, no one doubted how important it could prove to her career. Because most live
Media
artists
singer.
make their mistakes either in private or before a very small audience. Tonight, here at the Liverpool Empire, Kate Bush starts at the top, before several thousand. She can't afford to fail.
Oh, it's so dramatic.
The planning started in earnest 3 months ago. A series of corridor discussions led to phone calls and then a production meeting. Time, space and even furniture can never be found. And most of the early and therefore important decisions were taken where people just ended up. Sometimes in the back room of a friend of a friend.
Has anyone spoken to
Backroom
Musicians Union about
negotiations.
that? Or PRM? No, the MU. Did anybody mention it to the MU?
No. Not specifically, no.
Because I have had instances before with people using tapes where the MU have picked up on it. You've re-recorded the backtrack with the band.
Yeah, but
You are re-recording.
We are re-recording it.
There's no agency for tour personnel. It's who you know and, more important, who's available. Altogether, the tour would employ 40 people. While the production team was still
That's a
coming
lot.
together, Kate Bush was working on her dancing.
Two, get the head over, three, get the head over, further, keep the left leg working all the time, and up.
Dance rehearsal.
2, 4, 5, right in front of the mouth, stretch.
And down, up and down, side, 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 side.
Stretch and down, now to up again, 2, 3.
In and out, side, 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 side.
Now you might think that Kate Bush is in pretty good shape, but a dancing instructor had 3 weeks to produce a super-fit body, capable of enduring 2 hours of grueling exertion.
She looks fit already, though.
2, change in, and 1.
A doctor's daughter, not yet 21, with all the pressures of a £200,000 tour on her shoulders, selecting and rejecting the best advice she could find and buy.
She's wearing leg warmers. I feel like she's ahead of her time.
One of our problems is that Kate is dancing better and better. I mean, I'm teaching her, and she's working. It's incredible how far she's got. I wouldn't have thought it was possible. And the problem now is that she's getting so good at dancing that it's going to be hard to keep her from dancing so that she can sing properly. I mean, it would be fantastic if we could put the whole show on a recorder.
You
and then
probably
she can
do
mime
like
it and then
too much
dance.
in the
We can't do that.
dancing
She's got to sing, so we've got to
aspect.
fit the dancing to the singing.
What, you mean she'd be out of breath?
Oh yeah, I mean.
Yeah, you
she
could
couldn't
probably do,
dance
like,
the
a
way
lot
she
of
could
crazy
dance possibly
dances.
and sing at the same time. So somehow we've got to work it out so that it all fits in properly.
The broader ideas were usually Kate's, the choreography often a case of trial and error, with Anthony Van Last cutting back on her more enthusiastic contortions. Nearly every day meant shaping another song,
Contortions,
or
pretzels.
perfecting the one they'd started yesterday.
You do that too.
It's important that the visuals are just emphasising the music, because it's not a dance show. It's a music show that's being illustrated with movement, and it's important that they both complement each other. And I'm not a dancer. I'm just learning to dance, and what I
Could
can
have fooled
do,
us, right?
I'll try and put across in the show. But I'm not a dancer. I just love dancing, and I want to be able to learn as much as I can.
Wow, she just makes it look so easy. She's so sprightly. Impish. Oh, look at all those boats. Gotta love a harbor.
Every lunchtime, after leaving her dancing practice, physically drained, she'd drive across the Thames to Greenwich to rehearse the music. At Wharf Studios, the best available place, with the right facilities for just running through the songs time and time and time again.
All these old boats. Oh my god, I remember when I thought she was saying Diamond Mine, or Diamond Mine. Like we're the seven dwarfs going to the diamond mine.
However many times they'd tried it before, they still kept going.
Yeah, you
until
gotta
it was
do
perfect
both.
every time. Whereas with the dancing, she was still uncertain and happy to listen. With the music, Kate Bush knew exactly what she wanted. A tight, punchy sound. If anything, better than the record.
You know, I forget how much that you have to do. I mean, this is a really major, like a Broadway musical or like a major pop concert. Having to make sure you got the dances right, make sure you got the music right, make sure they're able to be done together. And when I'm out watching a performance, she makes it look so easy. You know, that's the true meaning of a professional.
We're not just reproducing the albums here, I mean, when you're a band, you have your own identity, and if you're just reproducing albums, there's not much point in having a band, I mean, you might as well just play the album.
Does she ever lose her temper with
It's
you?
true.
No, I mean, do you ever lose
But
your
still, I
temper?
feel like people expect to hear it like the album anyway.
Come on, let's get on with it. Wow, we've got to get together more because it's not sounding as it should be yet. It's not tight enough. They have to be tight. And especially the fact that we're going to be doing movement
It's
to
a
the
process.
music. The music has to be very, very together and precise. And that's what we're trying to achieve. You know it's not for real. He just holds his breath. I think
It's
the
one of
main
my favorite parts of the
reason
song.
why they listen to me is because I'm paying the wages and it's my music. And I think they have enough respect for me, I hope, not to turn around and say, you don't know what you're talking about.
They didn't show the question the interviewer asked here, but I doubt Kate just volunteered this information. I'm pretty sure they asked her if her authority was an issue with her bandmates. This is a double standard that still exists today. You also heard it when they asked her bandmates if she had a temper. And Kate is an expert at balancing being a kind person with being the boss. And you could see that in the way she kind of makes a lighthearted joke out of it.
Do you ever lose your temper with it?
Lose my temper? No. Come on, let's get on with it.
But it's such a delicate, almost dangerous balancing act.
How much like the record will your music finally be in the concert?
That is the problem, because obviously the albums have been very carefully produced and you've got mixed levels and everything. And for live work, to a certain extent, we couldn't do it exactly as the album is, even if we wanted to, because it wouldn't come across in a strong way. For a live performance, you have to be aware of the fact that making things more obvious so as people can hear them, trying to possibly make songs quicker.
Or like tempo quicker? That's interesting. I guess it sounds a little bit
It was a
faster.
combination of strong personality and discipline
I
that
can't
kept
tell.
Kate Bush in
I have to
control
hear the original
of 8
again.
accomplished musicians, some of them playing professionally while she was still at school. And she had the help of her 2 brothers. One of them, Paddy, had even found special instruments for the tour.
Oh, cool.
What do you call it?
What is that?
It's called a strumento de porco. That's its real name.
Sounds like a sandwich.
Pretorius gave
I always think things sound like food, though.
writer on musical instruments in the 17th century.
What do you use it for?
We use it for a number with a Islamic flavour to it called kashka from Baghdad.
Oh.
And it sounds like a santur, which is traditional Arabian instrument played with hammers, just like this.
You're Kate's brother, aren't you?
Yeah, afraid so.
Is it sort of a bit of a family business, really?
Well, yes.
Very
and no.
self-deprecating.
Kate and I have been making music together for years and years, on different levels, but I mean, there's always been music in our family. My other brother, John, he played. I was in a band with him when I was about 13 or 14.
Are you nervous about the concert tour?
A little apprehensive. No, I think it'll be good fun, actually. Really good fun. I mean, we're so well rehearsed as far as it goes, and the music will take care of itself.
Will it? Oh, Shepperton Studio. That's very famous,
By early
isn't
March,
it?
the whole team moved out to Shepperton for more space and practice.
That's a
The
famous
music
studio?
was finally how she wanted it, but the other details had yet to click. Some of the equipment had proven unsuitable, and more still had to be ordered, often costing thousands of pounds.
Another thing I forgot is, wasn't the brother supposedly more the photographer, or was that John? I don't remember, but I didn't realize that that Patty was so involved in the music part of it.
Above all, one major problem had yet to be solved. She wouldn't be able to dance and sing and hold a microphone at the same time. An entirely new vocal
this is the
sound system
handset.
would have to be developed.
This is the handset microphone.
How complicated is the sound?
She was the first, right? That's what someone told me.
Actually, we've had quite a few problems to work on.
It wasn't Britney Spears or Madonna.
The making up of Kate herself, from the dance point of view.
How have you solved that?
With a very small microphone. A small mic on a boom arm. It's going to be used from the side of her head.
Half a dozen complete outfits were in their final stages.
Is she a
Every single one
smoker?
capable of being changed quickly between songs.
Yeah.
I would never have pegged her for a
I
smoker.
think without actually having cobwebs all over you, I think this is the nearest you're going to get to cobwebs without it. And for the dark...
With 3 weeks to go, Kate Bush was more like an executive than a singer, making a series of decisions almost every hour. Every detail, every colour, every texture, she helped to decide.
She's the
Even the choice of
boss.
the crew food was partly influenced by her and produced by her other brother John.
Well, we've got nothing really
Oh, that's
difficult,
John?
but there are a lot of vegetarians involved, about 16. And my wife's been cooking for the last few days.
His
and
wife?
It's working out really well. Everybody likes it. It's all going very fast.
It's a family
It's
affair.
almost a vegetarian tour, isn't it?
Yeah, you could say that. Yes.
Oh, vegetarian.
Well, it's good
Is she
food because
vegetarian?
It lets people carry on working.
What is that? What kind of food is
It's really
there?
laid out with
Can't tell.
onions, great meat.
Shepherd's pie? Vegetarian shepherd's pie? Ooh, is that artichoke hearts? Japan?
Last week, the
pan?
preparations
The
climaxed
band?
at
Or the
London's
country?
Rainbow Theatre, specially booked for the final run-through. In conditions of surprising secrecy, the last wrinkles were gradually ironed out. After 2.5 months of intense hard work, everyone, including Kate herself, was holding up well. By then, the entire tour, finishing with 4 nights at the Palladium, had been sold out.
Great. Going on this journey, since I've kind of started from the beginning, from the demos and everything, you know, when I hear something like her shows are sold out and I know how much work she's put into it, God, it makes me feel so much pride. It makes me feel so proud of her. I know that must sound weird, but...
The most difficult ones are where I've got the headset and I'm moving a lot. It's an amazing feeling of freedom because, like, there's nothing in your hands, yet you can hear your voice being projected miles away. It's incredible. But it's not quite in its full design yet. There are just a few things that are wrong with it, and it's not always right in front of my mouth, but we're getting that scene too.
With only 1 week to go before opening, how do you think the rehearsals have gone so far?
I think they're going very well. There's a lot of rushing, but there always is at this time, and that's when most gets done. I think it's going well.
Oh, I like that movement. Very kite-like. How appropriate.
The plan was for a fully integrated dancing, singing, clowning, conjuring, acting, poetical effects show, throwing everything in and just hoping it would hold together.
Hopefully, those fingers crossed, but hopefully.
On the last dress rehearsal, it finally did. And although at first they wouldn't admit it, they were ready for Liverpool.
They wouldn't admit it. Hopefully there's no Madonna-like mishaps. I saw the cape. Couldn't help it. Couldn't help thinking. But look at those posters.
There'll never be another night quite like the first Kate Bush show at the Liverpool Empire. Even parts of the audience were nervous, wondering if the young lady with brittle voice had brittle nerves as well. But her manager, Harry Walker, was carefully hiding any fears she had.
It has been hard work every day, 7 days a week, but it's really been a question of getting the right people to do the right jobs at the right time and pulling them all together and making a big team and making it work.
Trust them to do their jobs.
Are you nervous about tonight?
Excited, I think we all are. Yes, we're all nervous, of course we are. But
it's a better thing to say that you're excited than you're nervous. Oh, this must be the James and the Cold Gun thing. I've heard about this.
She was a sensation. Her reputation was safe, and more. Kate Bush was thoroughly enjoying herself during the greatest test of her life.
I saw a still picture of it. A couple still pictures. Well, I like that solo that went in the middle. Another thing is you have to think about that fog machine. That fog machine can mess up your voice. Oh my god, it's so bad. You're like, it looks cool though. Champagne! Popping bottles.
From Nationwide Supplies.
Oh, bless you.
Really happy tonight?
Did you enjoy the show?
Oh, it was lovely.
Did you?
You really happy?
I'm knocked out. I can't believe that audience.
Worth that 3 months hard work? Oh, well worth it.
I'm just completely knocked out, really. They're amazing.
In all, the 6-week sellout tour was
I
seen
love the little
by
dimple
100,000.
she has right here.
Kate Bush had proved to her audience at least an all-round entertainer. She's back now to the recording studio, comfortably working on her 3rd album. Don't you have a problem now? What next? How you're going to follow the success?
Well, you see, people say this to me, and I don't really look at it that way because it's not a matter of following success. It's things have happened, you've done them in the past, and you see things wrong in them, and you want to go on and you want to do them right. And I think that's all it is, you know. It's just the desire to want to keep doing things better. And I don't really see it as following a great success, because if I did, I'd get really paranoid, and I probably wouldn't be able to do a thing. I'd be so worried about doing something better than that. Whereas you're just in the present moment and you're doing what you're doing.
Are you likely to
that's
change
such a
your
great way of
style
looking at it.
completely, suddenly?
I don't know. I'd quite like to in a way, because I think change is a very important thing.
And she does
on
a
any
lot,
level.
right?
And I do want to change, not only as a person, but as a musician. And I think it's starting to happen a little, just slightly different.
And that's what makes her exciting.
You do then?
The most satisfying thing.
satisfying.
I guess when you've actually written the song and you think about what's going to happen to it in the future, the fact that it maybe will have strings on it and voices. And
Who do you first play it to?
well, it always used to be my father. When I lived at home, the first thing I'd do was grab him out of his chair and say, listen to this, and I'd put him down and play him all this rubbish.
Very
But now I
important.
think
You
it's
don't know how
probably
important that is to have
either
someone.
John Kelly, my engineer, or one of my brothers, and still my father, now and again. It's always got to be someone that I know their judgment is good, people I trust.
And if they said it was rubbish?
Yeah, because you
If they
start to
said
go
it was rubbish, I'd think
crazy,
about
not
it. But
knowing
if I
how
didn't think
what's
it was
what
rubbish,
anymore.
then I'd still carry on with it. You have to believe in yourself. You can't just accept what other people say all the time, otherwise you become them and not yourself.
Do you ever worry
That's
that your
true.
confidence
You got to
might
be
go?
balanced.
It goes. Yes, it goes a lot. And you sit there and think, I shouldn't, oh, where's my purpose? I'm nothing. And then something will happen that will just make you see that you're just a tiny little thing just trying to do your best, and that's all you can do, so that's cool.
Are you ambitious?
I think
Another
I must
healthy way
be.
of looking at it.
I don't think I want to be ambitious, but I must be to want to put up with all this to carry on.
You're now just over 21, and you've made it. What is
I'm
there
sure for
left to
women
do
that
now?
wasn't accepted as much back then. Ambition.
Yeah, I haven't really begun yet. I've begun on one level, but then that's all gone now, so you begin again. I think
Is
that's
there ever a
exciting.
chance that you might give up, get married, settle down, be an ordinary mother, say?
She does do that,
Obviously,
right?
there is a
I
chance
know that.
because I'm a human.
When did she do
and
that?
humans are very unpredictable. But I don't know. I don't see that happening to me, not for a while. I've got so much to do, and I think freedom is important to be able to do all those things.
What will Kate Bush be like at 31? Any idea?
I don't know, probably a few more lines. I hope they're happy ones.
And a few
Oh, I
more
like
songs.
that.
Yeah, I hope
Happy
so.
lines.
That's what I want to do. That's what I'm here for.
That's a great way. That's another great way of looking at it. She has such a healthy outlook on life at such a young age. God, she's a warrior. She really is. Look at her. Wow, I was right. Oh, that's it? Oh no, that was it. I was really loving that. Oh my God. Let's talk about it. Wow, I really enjoyed that. And what she said there in the end really resonated with me. It's funny how things will pop up in multiple different ways, in order to like hammer a point home. Because I've been thinking about kind of what she was saying at the end, worrying that she needs to be more successful next time around. And I've just realized about myself that I have what are called perfectionism attacks. You don't have to be like a super clean freak in order to be perfect. Like, I'm not a super clean person, so I never realized that I was a perfectionist in certain ways. But you can be a perfectionist, especially about things that you enjoy and things that you love to do, things you're passionate about. For this very channel, if one bad thing happens, I'm constantly thinking, oh my God, my channel is awful. This is horrible. I'm doing a terrible job. I should just hang it up. Or someone tells you that you're awful. And just one thing can throw everything off. But we have to realize that life is a process. If we were perfect right off the bat, what would be the point of continuing doing anything? And I read these perfectionism attacks can happen when you have a parent who doesn't tell you when you do something great. They never give you praise. And that's very much what I had. I didn't have a mother or a father who told me like whenever I did a good job, if I had good grades or anything, as well as a not very safe childhood. It's like the combination of the two. Not feeling safe in your childhood and also not having praise from your parental figures. And it can lead you to want to try to please your parents. And that continues on, this perfection cycle, the quest to be perfect. But the key every day is to show up. If you've ever seen the Joan Rivers documentary, there's a whole thing in it where, her career has been ups and downs, and in the low lows, she had to just keep showing up. She had to keep trying different things.
And I've always said, you can't get hit by lightning if you're not standing out in the rain. Nobody can stand in the rain longer than Joan Rose. She will stay there. She's the last person standing. She'll let it rain, she'll let it rain, she'll let it rain, because she knows lightning can hit, because it's hit her more than once. But she knows you have to stay out in the rain, and she did.
It's continuous ups and downs, right? Which is easy to say, hard to remember in the moment. I did find something on YouTube, and for the life of me, I cannot remember where I found it, but I wrote it down on my iPad. When you're feeling a perfectionism attack come on, and something you really, really are passionate about, you feel like is going terrible. This is a good thing to say to yourself. My perfectionism arose in my attempt to gain support during my dangerous early life. Perfectionism is a myth. I do not need to be perfect in order to be safe or loved. And that's so true. God, I wish I could remember who I got this from. But let me know if you find out who it was. But it's so true. It's a process. Be kind to yourself. Anyway, I loved that documentary. I really did. I thought it was really good. Gave me a little more insight into who Kate is. Anyway, I hope that you got something out of it too, even if you've already seen it before. Sometimes you see things that you missed. Anyway, like and subscribe if you can, if you feel so inclined. As I said today, I'm very passionate about this channel. I'm trying to make it better all the time. And liking, subscribing, and sharing to your friends, family, random strangers, I don't know. It all means a great deal to the channel, and I would very much appreciate it. Anyway, thank you for stopping by. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day, that your life is a wonderful, beautiful musical, and I hope that I get to see you next time. Popcorn Philosopher, over and out.